Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 30 seconds. Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins, here each and every Saturday morning live to answer any and all questions you may have regarding your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic. I'm a board-certified optometric physician. I'm also a certified nutritional specialist. Founded Lange Eye Care and Associates batch of March 15th of 1993. Started hosting Ask the Doctor April of 1993. So over 30 years, I've been hosting this program now on multiple radio networks. So it's actually good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are listening to Ask the Doctor. It's Ask the Doctors this morning. With my co-host, Dr. Richard Hall, and we're going to get to Richard in just a second. So this is a live call-in show. Remember, it's dedicated to you, the listener, the viewer. We're live video streaming all over the world. You can follow me on just about any form of social media. Check us out on Instagram. It's simply Dr. Michael Lange _ on Instagram. Dr. Michael Lange _ There's a lot of fake Instagram and Facebook accounts out there using my name and my images. Mine is verified, has a blue check. There's about 60,000 followers, I guess. So you can follow me on Instagram, Dr. Michael Lange _ It has a blue verified check. All right. If you want to come for an eye exam, you can see myself, Dr. Lange, Dr. Susan Summerton, or Dr. Lori Caputi at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. State-of-the-art eye care center, the most advanced eye care technology under one roof. And of course, Dr. Richard Hall, PhD in clinical nutrition, sports nutrition guru. He is there for nutritional consultations and helping you any way he possibly can. And remember, these nutritional consultations are free. So we got a big show ahead of us today. One thing we're going to chime in and talk about today is your foods that are good for your retina and your brain. But men, listen up now, all you men out there, these foods that we're going to talk about, there's 8 of them that are amazing for supporting retinal health, eye health, and brain health. But here's the kicker for you men, also for testosterone. It doesn't make women's testosterone go up, but it does help support healthy testosterone in men. So we're going to talk about those 8 foods in just a few minutes. Dr. Hall, good morning, my friend. How is everything today?
It's wonderful, and good morning to you, Dr. Lange, a good friend and colleague, and to our audience. We're glad you're with us today. We're glad that you tuned in. By the way, today is National Learn How to Swim Day. And I just wanted to chime in just a second here that swimming is a fantastic exercise. Down in Florida, people swim pretty much year round. It's great. It's great for circulation, range of motion, flexibility, plus it's very low impact on your joints. Side note, if you have any little ones in the family, kids, grandkids, whatever, please teach them to swim or go to your local YMCA for a swim class. Let's enjoy our pools and lakes and oceans safely, okay? And question for you today. Did you eat a good breakfast today? Remember, food is fuel. You'll hear Dr. Lange and I say this all the time. You need good fuel to run your body. Okay. I love our patients, and I have to relate this to you before we start to get into the first caller. But as I say, I love our patients. And the other day I asked one if they had eaten a good breakfast. And without hesitation, she said, "Oh, yes, Dr. Hall, I eat a real good breakfast of bacon, eggs, grits, toast, and coffee. And yes, it sure was good." And so I had a good laugh with her, and I said, I guess I have to modify what is good, good for you or good tasting, and there can be a big difference there sometime. But we have a big packed show today. I'm going to talk a little bit about strength and muscle building, and we need that as we get older. And don't take it as it's a fact of life. As well, I got older, so I lose this, I lose that, and stuff. I'm the guy that's here to prove different. And Dr. Lange is too. And we want to disprove all this stuff. There's milestones in your life, but one of them doesn't have to be, well, and I hear this every day. Well, Doc, when you hit 50, this happens. And when you hit 60, this happens. And oh my gosh, when you hit 70, look out. Folks, those are just all things that, I don't know, I want to almost say laziness or excuses for just letting things happen. And they don't have to be. I watch people every day in our waiting rooms struggle to get up out of a chair, and they have to have assistance, or at the very least, they assist themselves with the armrest and trying to get up out of the chair. I don't like to see that. I like to see you, have that strength to get up out of the chair on your own. I don't want to hear that you've stumbled and fallen, and because of lack of muscle in your legs and like that. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But back to you, Dr. Lange.
Awesome. Building strength at any age, building muscle and strength at any age will also be something that we're going to talk about with Dr. Hall here in a few minutes. Just want to mention this morning, I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. I actually slept really good last night. It's the first time I slept through the whole night. Kind of crazy. Usually I get up and go to the bathroom quite a few times. But last night I had a good night's sleep. I got up at 5 this morning, did a little workout, and my early morning breakfast or pre-breakfast was our Fortify Super Protein vanilla flavor. And I added a banana, added a little kale, and added 2 pieces of pineapple to it, and my Fortify Fit. And then I drank that down and used water with it. And so that was my pre-breakfast at 5:20. Worked out from 5 to 5:20, just a quick workout. And then I went back to bed and got up at 7:15. And I had, believe it or not, some pulled chicken thigh meat, 2 hard-boiled eggs, and I threw in some more kale, believe it or not, asparagus, and had a half a banana. So that was my regular breakfast with a glass of water. So, you don't have to have bacon and eggs or bacon and grits every day. You can actually have things that are non-breakfast oriented for your breakfast. All right, phone lines are open. We're getting ready to go to the phone. 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. You can learn more about what we do at fortify.com. Fortify, remember, EYE, since I'm an eye doctor, FORTIFEYE, fortify.com. Check out the bundles. The bundle section have things that we put together that are synergistic. They work together, dramatic discount, and of course, free shipping for everything at fortify.com. Remember, we're still doing the BOGO for the Fortify Fit strawberry watermelon cream. We're just going to get the deals off the page here so everybody can write down the specials. BOGO, buy one, get one free, Fortify strawberry watermelon cream. So take advantage of that. You just buy one, you automatically get 2. Also, remember the Fortify Macular Defense, that is the ultimate multivitamin on the market, comes 90 in a container. Also is great to help and support the macula and the retina. That's our 14th revision. Fortify Macular Defense and zinc-free macular defense. Remember, not just for the retina. You can use it as a multivitamin. Is 30% off still. That's going away. The BOGO is going away. Both of those are probably going away at the end of this month. So take advantage of the BOGO on the Fortify Fit and the 30% off on the Fortify Macular Defense. All right, let's go to the phones. Bob, good morning. Thanks for holding for the last half hour.
Good morning, doctors. Pleasure to talk to you this morning. Uh, Doctors, I have just kind of a question, kind of off the reservation, I guess. But from a formulator, if you were to find yourself stranded on a desert island without anything and everything at your fingertips, what would be your go-to supplement?
That's a great question. I'm going to chime in. And that's an interesting question, too. You're thinking out left field there, Bob. So I'm thinking of Gilligan's Island right now. Boy, if they only had a couple of cases of Fortify Fit, how they would thrive. So I'm thinking out of all the Fortify supplements that we have, I mean, I always talk about how good omega-3 is, but, it's not a protein. So you could have our superfood, certainly, because you can get all the greens, but it's only got 1 gram of protein. So I'm thinking if you picked any one supplement, it had to be Fortify Fit because it's got your carbohydrates, it's got your branched chain amino acids in it, it's got even essential amino acids, your collagen, your antioxidants. So it can be a complete meal. It gives you energy and it helps build muscle. You could literally survive on Fortify Fit by itself. But if you could pick two, I would pick our organic blue-green superfood and our whey protein, because then you got 16 different, fruits and vegetables, and you got protein. That's a complete meal. That's what we have in our healthy weight loss bundle. So you could pick two. I'd go with organic blue-green superfood and the whey protein. If you can only pick one, I would go with Fortify Fit. But, let's see what Doc Hall says. He might be in a different arena of thought on this. Doc Hall? Hello? All right. Bob, you still there?
I'm still here.
And Doc Hall, are you there? Nope. He must have gone to the bathroom. All right. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. Are you thinking about going, to some desolate island near the Bahamas, Bob?
No, I'm not. But I have to admit that years ago, when I first found you on the radio, there was a competitor on the radio that said that if he were to find himself isolated, that he would choose to go up to omega-3. And now I understand that show was designed as an advertisement for his omega-3, which, of course, unfortunately for them, is junk. But,
well, you can't survive. You can't survive on omega-3 alone. You have to have more than just your essential fatty acids. And now I always say if there was only one supplement you could take with food, only one supplement, everybody needs to take a good omega-3, a triglyceride form like the Fortify Super Omega. But if you're on a desert island and that's the only food source, Fortify Fit would be it, for sure. Now, if you had fishing poles and hunting devices and all like that, then it's a different story. If you're going to be getting all sorts of food and vegetables, then I might think of something else. But if I'm on a desert island, it wouldn't be omega-3 because you're going to be eating fish and getting plenty of omega-3, right?
Right. Okay. Good answer. I hope that was worth your time.
I liked it. And we're going to see if we get Doc Hall back here in a minute. We're going to chime in more about that. Okay, Bob?
Okay.
All
Have
right.
a good day, doctor.
Thanks for
you.
the call.
God willing, we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Hey, Doc, I don't know if you heard that, but he was asking which one of the Fortify supplements, we could only have one on a desert island. Which one would you pick? And, I picked the Fortify Fit. If you'll only have one, I don't know. You can chime in on that.
My mind goes in a different direction. You know how much I'm involved with Fortify and how much I love our vitamins and everything, but I just got to say beautiful woman first. And, if I'm on a deserted island, and then my second choice would be our Fit.
And you can say that because you're married. You're not married right now. I couldn't say
right.
that.
That's right. No, you can't say that. No, I would agree with you. I think Fit is the ultimate, as we call it, the ultimate muscle fuel. And you need that. You need that, all of those 9 ingredients in there to keep your strength up and like that. And of course, as you said, I was able to hear the call and hear your response. I just couldn't respond back for some reason. It wasn't going through. And, but anyway, I would agree too with the protein and our superfoods. That's my breakfast every morning. Before I get in the car and drive to the villages, which sometimes can be a 45-minute to an hour drive. That's my breakfast. I make a shake in the morning, and I have our protein isolate. I have our superfoods in there, and I throw in a little bit of fit, and that gets me through till noontime. And yeah, I agree with you 100%.
All right. Let's go to the topic of the morning from myself, and it's going to be the top foods for your retina, your eye, brain health. But listen up, men, also for promoting healthy testosterone. So get a piece of paper, a pencil, write this down. Dark green leafy vegetables, number one. Kale is the top, organic kale. But you can have spinach. Now, if you've had kidney stones, throw the spinach in the trash. But if you haven't had kidney stones, spinach is okay. Spinach is very high in oxalates. If you add a little goat cheese or a little dairy, that may decrease the chance of you getting kidney stones from the spinach. But arugula is very good. Even lettuce, all right? Collard greens, turnip greens. Now, these greens have to be cooked, steamed or cooked. That releases the bioavailability. But what is in the dark green leafy vegetables that are beneficial for the retina and the brain? Lutein. Lutein is a carotenoid in the xanthophyll family, very good for the retina, also very good for the brain. Studies indicate it increases macular pigment density, and it also helps with memory and recall and cognitive abilities in the brain. But also, dark green leafy vegetables are high in B vitamins, and we know B vitamins are for energy, but also B vitamins are for the synapses in the brain and help the brain, help cognition, help memory. And of course, it's got E and K and folate and magnesium, all in dark green leafy vegetables. But I don't want you to eat them raw. You can eat raw ones for the roughage and the fiber, but you got to gently cook them to release the bioavailability. Number two, wild Alaskan salmon, very high in omega-3, EPA and DHA, but also high in astaxanthin, because there's other fish that are very good for you, like sardines and herring and mackerel and anchovies, but they're not high in astaxanthin. They're very high in omega-3, which is good, so you can mix it up. But wild Alaskan salmon is the only food source that you eat, really, that has a substantial amount of astaxanthin in it. Also very high in vitamin D and very high in zinc. All these things are great for the retina and great for your brain. And once again, men, great for your testosterone. Here's one that a lot of you don't think is good for you, but eggs. Eggs are very good for you. It's like the perfect food. Eggs are high in vitamin A, high in lutein, high in zeaxanthin, both carotenoids for your retina and your brain. Zinc, great source of perfect protein. Something called choline. Choline converts to acetylcholine that helps brain health and cognition, and selenium in it. And there's a study out there that shows if you ate 4 eggs a week, you're less likely to develop macular degeneration. And men, eggs are good for testosterone. We're on a roll. Broccoli is number 4. Broccoli is a cruciferous vegetable. It's high in something called indoles. It's also a sulfur-containing, it's got something called sulforaphane, or however you pronounce it. And this has multiple brain benefits. It's also high in lutein and zeaxanthin. This is where I don't recommend boiling it unless you flash boil it. You flash boil it, it's okay, but steaming broccoli is a little bit better. You can flash boil it. You just put it in for 5 seconds to kill any parasites. But if you're going to boil a tar out of it, add some mustard seed to the boiling water. That helps so you don't reduce these sulforaphanes, or however you pronounce it, in that. So remember, broccoli is also high in vitamin K, vitamin C, vitamin A, phosphorus, all the B vitamins. And it's been shown to decrease estrogen in men, which indirectly helps your testosterone. So a little broccoli is going to be good. We're on a roll. We're almost finished. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. I didn't say milk chocolate. Milk chocolate's just the opposite. It's got to be at least 70% dark chocolate. Dark chocolate has flavonoids in it that have been shown to enhance neuroplasticity in the brain, and within a half hour of eating it. So it improves cognitive functioning, improves brain function. But there's a pretty decent study out there that shows that if you eat dark chocolate, so eat this before you go in and take your driver's test, the vision test at the Drivers Bureau, because it's been shown within 30 to 40 minutes after eating dark chocolate, your visual acuity improves and your contrast sensitivity improves. We're not 100% sure why, but we think it's because it increases retinal and cerebral brain blood flow. So dark chocolate only, not milk chocolate. Men, also good for testosterone. A few more to go. Fish roe. So that's caviar or fish roe, salmon fish roe. These are fish eggs. Most of you haven't eaten it in your entire life. I'm not going to say start eating it, but it is very high in phospholipids. It's the most bioavailable form of DHA. That's EPA and DHA and omega-3. The phospholipids make it cross the blood-retinal barrier and even the blood-brain barrier a little more rapidly than traditional omega-3. So a lot of times you see sushi topped with fish roe. You can eat it. It's very high in B12, but it's great for your retina, great for your brain. So have a little caviar on top of your salmon, or believe it or not, on top of your steak, or that red caviar, which is salmon eggs or salmon roe. And men, great for your testosterone. We got 2 more to go. Orange bell peppers. Orange bell peppers may have a link to decreasing Alzheimer's. All right. It helps cognition. It helps movement coordination. All right. So very good at decision making. Orange bell peppers are the highest vegetable or fruit that has zeaxanthin in it, close to goji berries. Goji berries are high in zeaxanthin too. But it's very high in vitamin C, and the orange is much better for you than the green. So it's got to be orange bell peppers for the zeaxanthin. Remember, zeaxanthin is good for your retina, also good for your brain. Orange bell peppers have been shown to be beneficial for testosterone. And the last and final one, everybody loves blueberries. They have to be organic blueberries. They've been shown to improve memory and cognitive processes, decrease macular degeneration. So people that eat lots of blueberries are less likely to have macular degeneration. So remember, I said if you eat 4 eggs a week, less likely to have macular degeneration. Add some organic blueberries to that. Those are anthocyanidins. It decreases oxidative stress and inflammation in the brain and the retina. Also very high in something called resveratrol. Dr. Sinclair did all the studies on resveratrol and NAD, and that's kind of an anti-aging, anti-wellness nutrient. And once again, men, good for your testosterone. So quick review: dark green leafy vegetables, wild salmon, eggs, broccoli, dark chocolate, salmon roe or fish roe or caviar, orange bell peppers, and blueberries. There you have it. Good for your retina, good for your brain, and men, good for your testosterone. Let's open up the phones. 1-877-969-8600. We're broadcasting coast to coast. If you got a question, give us a call. Dr. Richard Hall and myself, Dr. Michael Lange, 1-877-969-8600. Doc, are you going to gobble up some of those foods I just talked about?
Absolutely. And while we're talking about foods, I just want to throw this out that want to be put in a couple of new recipes on our website in our blog this week. Probably be up by Tuesday or Wednesday, and they're really great. I mean, I've been putting them together, and one is believe it or not, a cabbage pizza. Okay, people know how much I like pizza. Well, if you're looking for low carb but good taste, and still has that pizza zing to it, this is going to help you. And also my world famous, and I say that with tongue in cheek, of course, my broccoli and pasta. It's very, very low carb the way I make it, and you want to look forward to that if you're on a low carb diet. But all of those foods, Dr. Lange, that you mentioned, if we could work some of those or most of those into our diet, we'd be such better off and on a good wellness path. So that was a good hit all the way around.
Right. And we've talked about in this program, we've talked about the studies out there that have proven that if we consume just 3 more servings of fruits and vegetables a day, it decreases our risk of death from just about all causes and extends our life. And also, we've talked about the omega-3. Multiple studies have come out recently showing if you get your omega index up and you're eating more of these non-predatory small fatty fish, or taking a good reesterified triglyceride form omega-3 fish oil or triglyceride form fish oil, it can also reduce the chances of things like strokes and heart attacks and atherosclerosis and coronary vascular diseases. So, eating more fruits and vegetables, eating some good fish, and a lot of you aren't going to do that. And that's why we developed the Fortify supplement line. For those of you that aren't going to eat the foods necessary to help support your overall health, we've got one called the Wellness Stacking Bundle. The Wellness Stacking Bundle takes our whey protein, no, it takes our super omega and our organic blue-green superfood. And that's giving you both of the things we just talked about in those studies. So it's a way you can get these nutrients if you're not going to eat those foods. And I always recommend people go to the website at fortify.com, FORTIFEYE, fortify.com. Look at the Wellness Stacking Bundle. Look at the information. Look at the ingredient profile. You can certainly order that. It goes directly to your house, no charge for shipping. It usually gets there in 1 to 2 days. But if you don't want to buy Fortify, look at the ingredient profile and go to the local vitamin store and then try to find something that's very similar. But you have to look exactly what it is. Remember, most omega-3s you buy over the counter have ethanol attached to the backbone. That's called an ethyl ester molecule. You don't want to put that in your system. Trust me. And you can find out if yours has ethanol in it by squeezing the contents of your fish oil into a styrofoam cup. If it rots a hole through that styrofoam cup in 10 minutes, it's got ethanol attached to the backbone. That makes it very unstable, very inefficient, has to pass through your liver to cleave off the ethanol and to replace a triglyceride backbone before it can absorb. And I developed Fortify Super Omega about 14 years ago now, and about 4 years ago, Fortify Super Omega Max. We've expanded and enhanced the products over the years. And when I went to Norway, I wanted to develop the best omega-3 for the best price. And that's what we've done. Fortify Super Omega, if you're under 200 pounds, if you're over 200 pounds, Fortify Super Omega-3 Max. Remember, it's a re-esterified triglyceride form. Very, very good for you if you're not going to eat the fish. Remember the fish: wild Alaskan salmon, sardines, anchovies, mackerel, herring, and fish roe or caviar. Not the fried fish sandwich at the local fast food market. Okay, for those of you out there that are confused about diets and you don't want to have to put your diet together, you don't know what to eat, when to eat it, I made it very easy. It's very simple. Write this down, Google it, Lange Diet Plan. Lange Diet Plan. Google it. It'll pop up number one. You can print that diet plan, and I give you 7 days of meals. And it basically starts out with a pre-breakfast, breakfast, a snack in between breakfast and lunch, lunch, a snack in between lunch and supper. So, and it tells you that's a different meal each time. I developed this. It tells you what supplements to take, when to take it. It tells you what to drink, when to drink it. You just follow it. And if you follow it, I guarantee you will lose weight if you follow it. And that's the big question, if you follow it. All right, we're going to open up the phone lines. If you got a question, give us a call. Anything regarding your vision or eye care. Maybe you want to wear contact lenses, but you're 85 years old. Maybe your daughter is only 6 years old and want to know if she can wear contact lenses. Maybe you've been contemplating having LASIK surgery. Maybe you're interested in cataract surgery and you don't know which one of those implants to have, the multifocal implant, the toric implant, the laser incision, and maybe you just want to chat about nutrition. Give us a call, 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. Let me give you the toll-free number to Fortify Vitamins. It's 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. And the Focus and Brain is back in, 5,000 bottles. You guys and gals have been buying it up. It's sold faster than anything I ever expected. Focus and Brain. We talked about, nutrition for the brain and nutrition for the retina. There you have it. Focus and Brain, nutrition for both brain and retina. It's the same thing as the Gamer Extreme that we have. It's just labeled differently. But we do have 5,000 bottles now, so we got enough for another few weeks. It's been a pretty popular item, and hasn't it, Dr. Hall?
Absolutely. Barely keep it on the shelf. And Dr. Lange, the good thing about that is not only the sales. You and I, we know how that goes. Anybody will buy something the first time, but if it doesn't work, they're not going to buy it again. This is phenomenal. People will call me up all the time and give me a report that, Dr. Hall, I just started the focus and brain 2 weeks ago, and I'm already seeing things happen. And short-term memory, they're remembering names again and stuff. It's not a cure for anything, folks. We don't play that game with you, but it does work. And it's worth a try. It really is. It's worth a try, and it's a one-a-day type thing. You don't have to feed yourself, all day long with these or anything. It's once a day, and I take it. Dr. Lange takes it. Our family members take it, and if it's good enough for our family, where it's certainly good enough for you, and that's the way we make it. And but excellent product. And Dr. Lange, you're very right with we got 5,000 bottles in, and they won't last long. They really won't. We'll go through that in no time. I know we already have 2 other orders, a backup order and a backup to the backup order already in. So, but we do have them back in stock, and they're in all locations too.
And I've got a lot of people that have been chiming and asking. A couple of weeks ago, we mentioned a new product called Fortify Rejuvenate that's on the chopping block right now. Fortify Rejuvenate is using a new generation collagen called a collagen tripeptide. We'll be one of the first in the industry to use this. It's a tripeptide, not just a peptide. And the studies indicate that this can actually reduce fine lines and wrinkles dramatically in the face. Also, increase elasticity and hydration dramatically with just this marine collagen tripeptide. But we're adding ceramides. We're adding hyaluronic acid. We're adding certain fruits and vegetables that have been studied and clinically studied backed by studies in a ratio to help with the fine lines and wrinkles in the face. We're adding a really cool form of B complex that's certainly high in biotin and a lot of other vitamins. So it's going to act as your multivitamin as well. But it's going to be something that we're going to do a double-blind, placebo-controlled, university-based study with it. And we're going to try to prove that the blend that we put together, and it's not a proprietary blend, we're going to take exactly what's in it, is going to work better than just the tripeptides by itself. I think we're actually getting ready to take a break here in just a second here. But if you got a question, give us a call on the other side of the half hour, 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. And we're going to about a break for 2 minutes, I think.
There's nothing more frustrating and irritating than chronic dry eye. It never stops. The itching, the scratching feeling, the fatigue and weariness. If you're suffering from chronic dry eye, go to fortify.com and join thousands who've discovered Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy, a combination of Fortify Super Omega, Fortify Focus, and Fortify Blackcurrant Oil GLA. Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy works to address oxidation and inflammation in the eye and the entire body. This combination, once only available to patients in the doctor's office, has now become available to you. And already, countless numbers of listeners have found relief with Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy. If you or someone you care about struggles with dry, itchy, exhausted eyes, order Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy today at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE.com, or call 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746 and at fortify.com.
While others are hitting happy hour, you're hitting the gym. While they're hoisting mugs, you're lifting kettlebells. You owe it to yourself to get the most out of your fitness regimen before and after your workout with Fortify Fit. Fortify Fit's power-packed formula is designed to enhance muscle synthesis, strength, and endurance. All evidence-based nutrients in this proprietary formula are well documented and backed in good clinical studies, taken before and after your workout. Fortify Fit is also hailed for what it doesn't contain: no dyes, artificial flavors, or carrageenan. With Fortify Fit, you get all you need to get the most out of your workout without needless additives and sketchy sweeteners. Order Fortify Fit today at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE.com, or call 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. 866-503-9746. And at fortify.com.
Okay, good morning and welcome back to Ask the Doctor. I should say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, just depending on what part of the world you're listening to us. We got a lot of people in Europe, a lot of people in Asia, and even Australia that listen to this program live video streaming. So a shout out to you guys and gals. 1-877-969-8600. You got a question? Give us a call. Dr. Richard Hall, myself, Dr. Michael Lange, 1-877-969-8600. Remember, go to fortify.com and sign up for our newsletter. So that way, if we're not on your radio station in your market for some reason, you can always get our specials and any articles that we're writing and any research we're involved in. We'll send it out to you. So simply sign up for the newsletter. Go to the website, fortify.com. Go to the bottom of the website, and there's a newsletter there. You just simply put your email in, and you get hooked up to our mailing list. And you can always opt out of it anytime you want. Remember, I see patients at the Lange Eye Institute, Dr. Susan Summerton and Dr. Dr Caputi at the Lange Eye Institute, and Dr. Richard Hall at the Lange Eye Institute. He does free nutritional consultations. That's right, free nutritional consultations at the Lange Eye Institute. And those can take an hour or two, or they can be 20, 30 minutes, just depending on each individual. So come on by and take advantage of that free evaluation. I will be at the Fortify Nutrition Center in Clearwater today at 1 o'clock, 1 till 3. Fortify Nutrition Center right there on McMullen Booth Road in Clearwater. I'll be there today at 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock. All right, let's go to the phones. Fred in Sarasota, good morning, and thanks for holding.
Good morning. Doctors, I have a few questions actually on breakfasts, which seems to be what you've started out on today. One concerns the blue-green superfood. We get a lot of ads. We hear a lot of them to take a whole lot, like 6 capsules to get what you need. I've been on superfood, the blue-green superfood, and I'm just curious, is one scoop going to be enough to be equivalent to all of those others? Because I'd be happy to take more. And the other thing I was concerned about or wondering about was a multivitamin. I've taken them for 50 years, a men's 50-plus multivitamin, and it sounds like perhaps you're suggesting that I could substitute the macular defense for that, which I'd be happy to do if that's what you have. And then I do really have a question I'm really puzzled by. I have, again, for 5 decades, had breakfast cereal in order to get a large chunk of fiber. They promote it as 18 grams of fiber in 2/3 of a cup. Well, I have a cup and a half, and because I want a lot of fiber in the morning. I have plenty of other things like eggs, which I enjoy thoroughly. I have a scoop of FIT. I have a scoop of protein isolate.
Mm-hmm.
I have I have a variety of things. Without going into everything I have a large breakfast, but I would be missing the fiber if I didn't have the doggone bowl of it that I've been doing for so long. Do you have a suggestion for somebody who wants to add a cereal that doesn't have sucralose in it?
Yeah,
something like that.
That's a great question. I mean, I like cereals that are actually sprouted, okay? Not to promote a name, but Ezekiel. Ezekiel has a sprouted cereal, and it's very high in fiber. It's all organic. Remember, there's too many cereals out there that have, quite frankly, just filled with garbage, all right? And then they're filled with lectins and phytic acid. And so if it's sprouted, it's good. If it's fermented, it's good. Remember, but I don't know about any fermented cereals. That'd be kind of wet unless it's like Mueslix or something. But so, yeah, something that's sprouted. A sprouted cereal, I think, is fine. As far as the superfood goes, I think 1 scoop is adequate. Remember, a lot of these superfoods and greens formulas out there that are in capsules, first of all, they're not certified organic. They're not gluten-free, and they're not FODMAP-free. And you have to take, like you said, 6, 10, or 12 of these capsules. Well, we would have to, the amount that's in our 1 scoop of our superfood, it would take 10, 12 capsules to put all that in there. And let's face it, people aren't going to be that compliant. So I think 1 scoop is enough at 1 serving. That's not to say you can't have another scoop, during the day, but at 1 serving, that's all you need is 1 scoop of the superfood. And as far as the multivitamin goes, Fred, you got to be very careful with multivitamins. You got to learn, like Dr. Hall says, read ingredients, read other ingredients. Most multivitamins are filled with binders and fillers and dyes and all sorts of things that aren't good for you. But also, most multivitamins are filled with beta carotene because it's very inexpensive. Beta carotene, remember, blocks the absorption of lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin. You get plenty of beta carotene in your foods that you eat if you're eating vegetables. So that's why macular defense is so good. We have no beta carotene. We have no vitamin A in it. It's his 14th revision. So it can act as a good multivitamin, but it also targets your eye, targets your retina. So it helps to support nutritionally the whole entire body. So I think I covered the superfood, the multivitamin, and the fiber cereal. Let's have Doc Hall chime in with his opinions.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan and promoter of fiber. I'm seeing every day that folks are not getting the recommended amount of fiber. One little thing I can add for you for breakfast or throughout the day that you can use, and I use it all the time. I made a couple of little breakfast sandwiches this morning before airtime, and I use Mission makes them, and they're called their Carb Balance line, and very, very low carbs. In fact, some of them are so low because of the fiber. It's a zero net gain of carbohydrates. But anyway, it's a wrap is what it is, and I make pizza on it. I make toast. I make all kinds of things. But each one of these has 60% of your daily amount of fiber. And it's a good way, it's a fun way of getting your fiber. You can have a wrap, a pizza, a sandwich, make some toast in the morning with your breakfast. And that's the easy way to get in some extra carbs. I agree with the look there of Dr. Lange said about the Ezekiel cereal. That's probably the best one out on the market, really. And you know, I love cereal. We, as kids, we were all brought up on cereal, but I don't eat cereal anymore because of all the added, lack of a better word, junk that's put in there. And so stay with the Ezekiel, and I think you'll be fine.
And if you're going to have toast in the morning, there's nothing wrong with real grass-fed butter. Put a little Manuka honey on the toast, but sourdough bread or sprouted bread. And if you're gluten-free, then make sure it's gluten-free sourdough bread or sprouted bread. But that, on the Lange survival diet, I allow sourdough bread and allow sprouted bread. Remember, I always say if it's sprouted or fermented, it's good. And sourdough bread is fermented. Hopefully that helps out, Fred. Does it point you in the right direction?
Oh, you covered each and every one of my sub questions very well. Yes, great. Thank you so very much. I am looking forward to adding superfood throughout the day, not just to start the day. And I look forward to checking out the Mission wraps. So thanks. Great suggestions all the way around. Thank you so much for those and for all you do.
All right, Fred. Have a great day. And
Hey,
though,
thanks.
another one of our pet peeves, both Doc Hall and I, a lot of you are on these crazy diets that have no carbohydrates. I mean, all you're eating is protein, eggs and steak and chicken, it's like the old Atkins diet, or you're on a keto diet. Even you're on a keto diet, you got to refeed, once or twice a week, you got to have carbs. Remember, if you don't have some form of carbs, you're not going to have energy. So we always say, do you want to thrive or just survive? A low carb diet or a zero carb diet is a good way to lose weight rapidly, but some of you cannot make that conversion of fat into energy, and blood sugar is going to drop very rapidly. We have a good friend who's a bodybuilder that was doing this, and he called me up one morning and he says, Mike, I'm going to the emergency room. Doc, I'm going to the emergency room. I'm dizzy. I'm lightheaded. And I said, well, what are you doing? He says, well, I'm really healthy. I went on this big fast for 24 hours. I said, well, what did you have to eat before that? And he said, well, like 16 hours before that, I just had an egg white omelet with kale. So he literally had no carbs for 48 hours. And I said, how close are you to a fast food restaurant? And he says, well, Burger King is like a block from here. I said, go to Burger King right now and get a Whopper. Because I said, can you make something to eat really quick? He says, no, I'm too dizzy. I'm lightheaded. He went to Burger King. He had a Whopper. He sat in the parking lot. He called me 5 minutes after. Said, boy, I feel great. His blood sugar was probably, 10. So his blood sugar was so low. And he learned the hard way that, we need carbs, especially if you don't have any body fat, because he was very lean. You're not breaking down fat. You got to have carbs. Remember, for ATP, you got to have glucose and oxygen. All right, let's go back to the phones. Gary in Gainesville. Good morning, Gary. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. I just wanted to make sure it's National Diarrhea Awareness Month.
Wow. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, it runs for 30 days.
Oh, that's a good one.
You got it.
All right, Gary, thanks for that. And I laughed again that Doc Hall and I were talking about something and it really got me to laugh. You know, laughing is good, isn't it, Dr. Hall?
Absolutely. I was going to even put a little thing about that. A couple of times, well, once, yes, well, Thursday it was, I got you to laughing so hard. And I've been around you for, I don't know, 20 years now. And I've never seen you laugh quite that hard. And another thing, at the end of the day on Thursday, we just all kind of got together in the hallways. There was about 6 or 8 staff members, you and I. And you said, you know, come on, Doc, tell us a story. And you know, I'm always ready for a story. And so I just, you know, I brought up one of the ones of you and I being on the road, and made everybody laugh. And it was good. I had 2 of the staff members thank me out in the parking lot for the laugh at the end of the day. And so, yes, please, you know, enjoy life. That's what it's there for. I see we're running out of time, and I wanted to talk to you today just a little bit about maintaining muscle and strength. And this will take just about a minute. I'll speed it up, and because I want to get this to you. Most folks experience muscle loss and strength loss as the years roll by, and just take it for a fact that it's a process of getting older and aging, and nothing can be done about it. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's just not so. Losing muscle is more of a lifestyle change, folks, than an age-related change. All right, our diets change. We are not exercising like we once did. And we are just not eating enough protein. Remember the saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. Well, this is true. I began my research in sarcopenia, which is muscle wasting, over 20 years ago. And this is something that can be remedied. If you need extra protein, I recommend our protein isolate. It tastes great. You mix it up. That's one of my morning drinks. In fact, Dr. Lange and I, we take a break every day about 3 o'clock. And we meet back in our kitchen, and we have a protein shake, and that kicks off our afternoon. I also highly recommend our Fit formula, the Ultimate Muscle Fuel. That's the best way. It's loaded with 9 muscle building ingredients in there, and they're all safe. There's nothing in there that's caffeine or stimulant. It's free of all that stuff. And as Dr. Lange said, it's on a BOGO sale right now for our strawberry watermelon cream. That's my favorite, and it's excellent. And so, in a nutshell, folks, I need for you to get that strength up. I need you to exercise a little bit. Okay, get moving. I see people in our waiting rooms every day, and they struggle to get up out of the chair, and I don't like to see that, as I said earlier. And there's something we can do about it. And I'm here to help you. And if you need consultation with me, I'm just a phone call away. You have to call up and set up an appointment, just like you would with Dr. Lange, Dr. Caputi, or Dr. Summerton, and come on in. Bring your vitamins with you, and come on in. And I know we're running out of time here, so I'm going to close off my part of the show of telling you, as I do every week, folks, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Dr. Hall. And remember, see Dr. Hall for free at the Lange Nutrition Center in the Villages, Florida. Bring all your vitamins and all your medications in a big bag, and he'll go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. So the Lange Eye Institute, let me give you the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute. It's 352-753-4014. I'm going to give it to you 2 more times. Get a pen and a piece of paper. Remember, the Lange Eye Institute is in the Villages, Florida. It's 352-753-4014. One more time, 352-753-4014. State-of-the-art facility. When I built this place, I was building it for the future of eye care. And it's a very large building, plenty of examination rooms, state-of-the-art technology. We are constantly upgrading our technology. We've got a brand new Zeiss Claris peripheral retina viewing machine, anterior retina, anterior peripheral, posterior, and anterior segment photography, digital analysis with this one device. It's really kind of cool. We've got all the latest of the latest at the Lange Eye Institute. We have a huge inventory of contact lenses. Remember, we've got the latest in optical eyewear. We've got very expensive frames. We got economical frames. Soon we're going to have Cartier, for those of you that are Cartier buffs, at the Lange Eye Institute. We have the largest optical in the area by far. So come on by the Lange Eye Institute and check things out. Dr. Summerton is also a certified nutritional specialist, fellowship trained in nutrition as well, and a board member and the president of the local optometric society as well. So come on by the Lange Eye Institute. Also, remember, I'll be at Fortified Nutrition Center today from 1 to 3. 1 to 3, Fortified Nutrition Center in Clearwater, Florida. Go to the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala. It's upstairs in the old Lange Eye Care building right across the street from the Paddock Mall. You can see Mandy there and Mary. Both Mandy and Mary are there at the Lange Nutrition Center for all of your nutritional needs as well. Check everything out on our website, fortify.com. And remember, BOGO, buy one, get one free for Fortify Fit Strawberry Watermelon Cream. Remember, 30% off on the Fortify Macular Defense, which is also the ultimate multivitamin, eye vitamin, all in one. Remember, Focus of Brain is back in. We're got everything in stock again. Hallelujah. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to Ask the Doctor. Remember, look at those fruits and vegetables we talked about, those 8 for retina and brain health, and enjoy the Saturday. I'm out of here. Have a great day. God bless you, and God bless America.